Good morning. Yesterday, you were introduced to the class, so you should have some type of understanding on what you need to do every day. You check your email, and then you get into Google Classroom and you click on classwork after you've read anything in the stream, in case I've made an announcement, which I don't necessarily always do, but always look at that first. But you're in classwork now, and you come to the day that you've got an assignment. Well, many days, not all, but many days, one of your assignments, usually used for your attendance, your DAA, if you remember that from yesterday, is going to be a daily vocabulary activity. It's a way to build your vocabulary, which also then extends into building your comprehension, which is what this class is about, making you a stronger reader by understanding what you read and the vocabulary that you are reading. So, one of the activities is going to be called a daily activity, vocabulary activity. So, when you open it up, you click on that document. When you go into your classroom, it looks like this. It's the same every day, it just has different words. Each day you will be given 5 words. Now there's 6 on this one, but that's because the first one I'm going to use as an example. You'll be given 5 new words that you are going to need to look up to find what they mean, the definition, and to come up with a synonym, a word that means about the same thing for each one of the words, and a synonym that makes sense to you. So to make this make more sense for you and how to do this, I'm going to demonstrate the best way to go about doing this. So when you're open in your document and you are online, these are called tabs up at the top of the screen, if you can see. Right now, the tab that's open is day one in my Google Docs, what you're looking at right now. Now, I want to open up a new tab so I can start looking things up in a dictionary and a website that I'm going to provide for you that I think is great and really, really easy to use. So, in order to open up a new tab, these X's will exit me out. I don't want to do that, but this plus sign, well, a plus means to add something. And if I just hover on that, it says new tab. So if I click on that plus sign right there, it opens me up automatically to a new Google tab. Now, there's a great website that I think you should use. It's not the only one, and if it's not the one you want to use, it makes no difference to me. But I found a really good one. It's called Word Hippo. So if I type in Word Hippo in my Google taskbar and I hit enter on my keyboard, it will come up. It should be the first thing that comes up, and it says Word Hippo, Thesaurus, and Word Tools. If I click on that link, it's going to open me up into this great website called Word Hippo. Now, every day that I do this, I don't want to have to go and open up a new tab and type in Word Hippo and click on this link. I'd like to put it on my shortcuts of toolbars up here. These are all my shortcuts. These are the things that I want to be one click away from. I want to be able to click on them and get immediately to that website with all the in between little clicks. So, in order to do that, I need to save it as one of my favorites. So, to do that, you're going to go up to this little bitty star up here while you're on the website that you like. And if I click on that star, it's going to say add bookmark. And it's going to say, well, what do you want the bookmark to say? What's going to be the title of my bookmark? Well, that's kind of long. I think I'm happy with it just being called Word Hippo. So I'm going to just backspace and get rid of all of that thesaurus and word stuff. I just want it to be called Word Hippo. So if I do that and I click done, it's going to be, now it's a little too big on here. It's going to be up on my tab keys. I've got too many things on my tab keys. Here it is. So I'm going to move him back up here. And now Word Hippo, you don't have that many, so you won't have to do that. It should automatically, now it's up at the top, it's on my taskbar. So every time I want to use it, I will click on that. It will take me exactly to this page. Okay, all of that being said, now I've forgotten what my words are. Well, no big deal. You've got your tabs open. So if I go back to my Google Docs, just by clicking here, I'm back on my document. And I see that my very first word is arrive. Arrive. So I'm going to go back to Word Hippo. Look at this. Boom, I'm right there. And I'm going to type in the word arrive. Now I want you to notice up here are tabs. These are little tabs up here. Now I don't want a synonym yet. I want a definition. So I'm going to hit definitions. Now when I type in arrive and I say find it, it's going to give me definitions for arrive. It means to show up or make an appearance at a given place. It means to show up at a given place. I'm going to kind of just simplify that. I'm not going to copy and paste it. Copying and pasting gets a little messy sometimes, and then I can't really tell that you've actually carefully read it or not to make sense for you. Please do not copy and paste. Write it in your own words. So I'm saying to show up or make an appearance. So I'm going to click back up here in my tabs. This is great. And I'm going to click in my box till I get a flashing cursor, meaning I can type now. And I'm going to say to show up at a place. Now I'm done. So now I go back into Word Hippo, and now I need a synonym. And it brought me right back to synonyms, which I think is funny. So I'm going to click on synonyms. That's where I am. Now look at this list of synonyms. It's crazy. It is crazy, crazy, crazy. And I sometimes have people pick these really weird, like dismount or disembark or I don't know, weird words. Don't do that. Don't materialize. That doesn't make any sense to me. Based on what we said, to show up someplace. Well, pick one of them that makes sense to you. It's generally going to be one of the first couple ones. Well, to appear someplace, that makes sense. Okay. Or to report someplace, that makes sense. A light, I don't even know what that means. Don't pick a word that doesn't mean something to you. Pick one that, yeah, okay, to arrive someplace means to appear. I'm going to use the word appear. So I'm going to go back to my document and I'm going to type in appear. And I am done with my first one. I'm going to then go back and do the same thing for absorb. So when I would go back to Word Hippo, I'm now going to pick I'm going to go back to definitions. And right up here, I'm going to backspace and I'm going to type in my new word. And then it's going to come up and do the same thing for me. I'm going to go back and forth and back and forth. Now, when you're done, your last job is to take each of these words and use them in a complete sentence. Now, again, trust me when I say in Word Hippo, there's a little tab that says sentences, and it's tempting to go in and use one of their sentences. But I'll know that you've done that because, well, for one, I've read all of these sentences, so I'm very familiar with them. And these aren't your sentences, these aren't what you would say. You don't need to copy and paste a sentence from in here. It doesn't help you at all. And you need to know how to use this word. So you can read through them for ideas if you're stuck. But if you're not even stuck and you're like, oh, I know what the word arrive means and I can use that in a sentence, then do it. Make it your own sentence. Please don't copy and paste from this list. It's fine to use it as a reference to maybe read through to give yourself a good idea on how to use it. But then when you go to the document, it needs to be your own sentence. So arrive. I came down here and I typed in, I'm just going to get a cursor and I already typed in, I need to arrive at the airport early. There's my sentence. So when you've looked up these 5 words and you've chosen a synonym that means something to you, not one of the weird fancy words that I don't even know, pick one that is comfortable, that makes sense, that you're familiar with. And then you will come down here and you will put your cursor and you're going to type in a sentence for the word absorb. And then for benefit, distribute, permit, and merchant. Based on the definition that you found and used. You will make sure you have a capital letter at the beginning of your sentence and make sure you have a period or maybe a question mark at the end of your sentence, depending on if you wrote a question. And just be careful with those to make sure they make sense and that they are complete sentences. So this is something that you will be doing on a regular basis. That's the best way to put it. Not every day, but a lot of days. You will start with your daily attendance activity being probably a vocabulary assignment that looks just like this. The only difference is you'll have 5 new words each day. So I hope this helps. Have a great day.